Lancaster General Health is losing over $26,000 each year on basis alone. Think of every item that you see wasted. It happens in every department. It is time for LGH to go green. Every LGH employee will lead the charge to go green. By implementing this new process, it will make LGH the first and only hospital in Lancaster County to recycle its patients' plastic supplies. Let's give back to our patients, our employees, and our hospital. Recycle plastic supplies. Reuse, reduce, recycle. The problem that I'm trying to address is in the 10 years that I've been at LGH, I've seen many patient supplies items wasted from patients with 2 or 3 basins. Some have 2 bedpans, 4 packs of wipes are stacked on the sink. That's always a classic. It is much easier to go and get the supply needed out of the supply closet than it is to go to the room, see what is already there. Go get the supply if it is needed and go back to the patient's room. By just going right to the supply closet, it just saves time, and our time is very limited in a busy day at the hospital. Patients are affected. It is important for patients to see that the staff cares by using the resources and supplies that are already in the room. Patients do not want their rooms to be cluttered. Patients complain that their rooms are small, and by having them cluttered, it just makes them even smaller. Patients feel that they are the ones paying for these supplies, so they're the ones that are keeping a close eye of what we're using, what we're getting, what we're bringing into the room, what we're throwing out. My innovation to this problem, each patient room would have a blue recycle can, as similar to this one. Plastic supplies would be put in the recycle can. When the item is no longer needed, the supply is empty, or at discharge. And at discharge, when the housekeeper goes in and throws everything away, that's when you really see how much things are being wasted. Many of these items that we use for our patients, soap, lotions, mouthwashes, and the basins are all made out of plastic, which would go into the blue recycle cans. The Kleenex boxes would be another recyclable item. It's made out of cardboard. In the picture here, these are 3 other items that are plastic and would be classified under recyclable item. These items would need to be rinsed before they would go into the recyclable can. If they are too soiled, I would just throw them into the red trash can that we currently do. Hats that are measured on urine is a big item that we use on 40s due to being our urology floor. These hats measure a patient's urine, and they would also be classified as a recyclable item. This journal and graduate would also be thrown into the blue recycled can. My thought process was that this is a big issue. I've seen it for the last 10 years. I know some people remember the Lean Project. That Lean Project was started out of a Toyota factory, and obviously a Toyota factory and a hospital are 2 different things. The Lean Project was great at organizing things on the floor, but it did not cut down on the waste. When I did the patent search, I found some innovative ways to deal with this problem. Scanning devices, supply carts, computer tracking systems. And then I thought of the steel bedpans, basins, kind of like a back in the day type of solution. And Kendra, in her class, wrote back that she thought, why not? Why can't we go back to these steel bedpans and basins? Let's go green. And then when I heard that comment, I thought of recycling, and that's how I got my idea. So thanks, Kendra. I appreciate it. The resources that are needed, obviously a blue recycle can for each room. Each manager would have a team meeting and roll this innovation out. I think it's important for the manager to meet with their team, with her or his team, because they know their employees the best. I would want them to engage, have the employees engage with questions, ideas. I want them involved, make them feel part of this because they're the big part of the solution. Maintenance would inspect and deliver the cans to the floors, and an outside company would partner up with LGH to take and recycle the supplies. For quality, patients notice the small things. They see what's going in and out of the room, what's being used, what's being stacked up. And by using the supplies that are currently in the patient's rooms, it just shows that the staff cares, and that goes a long way for a patient. Efficiency, staff uses every resource possible as being efficient. They complete the task with the least waste and time. And again, using the supplies that are in the room opposed to going and bringing everything, it saves time and is very efficient for the patient and the employee. Going back to clutter, less clutter equals less hazards. Clutter can can have falls associated with that. It increases hand washing. There's many times where I see employees who not wash their hands because the sink is filled with supplies. And the big one, obviously, is cost. Savings can be passed on to the patient. There would be savings for the hospital. We can incorporate this into the employees' eval time, factor it into merit increases, bonuses, celebration, parties. It's important to reward the employees because they're the ones that are making the innovation happen. The facts. By recycling, it does reduce the waste. Hospitals are the second largest waste producers, only behind the food industry. Only 25% of hospitals use reprocessed medical equipment. So there's not many hospitals that are recycling their equipment and reusing it. Banner Health out in Phoenix actually saved $1.5 million in 1 year by recycling its medical devices and products, supplies. There is an ethical dilemma. People do not want to be treated or have reprocessed equipment, supplies used on them. So it would be very important to educate our patients. That shows what we're doing to save money for them and go by going green. That's the big thing.